Howdy everybody, we are back at the JW Marriott 3rd floor here in Austin, Texas, TC16. We're doing interviews all day long. My name is Rich Morrow, I'm your host. With me right now, I've got, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm V. Suryamad. I'm a senior data analyst with Multnomah County's Health Department from Portland, Oregon.
Very cool, welcome out here. So I heard you brought the rain. It's been very rainy in Austin this last week.
Yes, we brought the rain and we don't feel bad. We're probably going to bring it back with us, so you'll be,
cool. Just
be
make
fine.
sure you take it back. Don't leave it here because they don't like that here in Austin. They like it hot and dry.
Yes.
Very cool. Yeah. So Multnomah County is in Portland, Oregon, obviously. Maternal, child, and family health organization. Looks like you guys were the first ones to pilot Tableau server in the county. And has it spread out from there, or did you guys?
Yeah, no. So Multnomah County, the business intelligence team purchased Tableau server for the whole county earlier this year.
Okay.
And because I was one of the first Tableau users, I've been using Tableau for about 5+ years. They've asked me to go ahead and be the first. Let's go ahead and work on the data mart and publish this to Tableau server and get your team on board. So our team earlier this year was the first team to go on to Tableau server.
Holy cow.
Nerd alert.
5 years is a long-term user of Tableau. Yeah.
Yes.
You've seen a lot of changes. What were some of the coolest, just be fun to get your perspective, changes in that period of time are most impactful for you guys?
For like
in the new versions,
in the new version. Oh, okay. So what I love about the new version is the highlighter feature,
cool.
Where and I actually used that for a presentation earlier. But basically, you can just filter down further by highlighting the legend, and it will calculate whatever calculation you may have for it.
Very cool. And what about upcoming features? There's 30+ new features coming over the next.
I just have to super excited, kind of nerd out on the data with my team.
Sure.
So super exciting. So.
And you're heavy on the Viz analysis side, right?
Yes, I am the Viz Data Rockstar creator for 7 programs in the maternal child family health program. So,
holy cow.
Yes. Yeah.
So what kind of, if you could share some stories with us, I'm sure you've made a lot of impacts with the data you've gained and the things you've done. Can you give us a couple of cooler stories?
Yes. Okay, so the big chunk of our programs for maternal child family health is our home visiting programs.
Okay.
So we have nurses and community health workers on our team that go and do home visits to moms that just had babies, and so they go and check. So it's based on home visits. So some of the reports dashboards that I've created in Tableau is there's one on caseload and capacity.
Okay.
So every nurse, every community health worker has a capacity, and we're measuring. There's a dashboard that shows are they meeting capacity, are they over capacity, just so we know how to support the programs.
Gotcha.
That's one that was very impactful. There's another one based on the referral dashboards. That's how we get our clients in the maternal child family health program. And before the report was created, I went to one of the team meetings. They printed out the report, they got out their calculators, they did numbers, and I said, "What are you doing?" And so I said, "What are you doing? Put the calculator away."
Do you know what year it is, people? Yeah.
Yes. And so I created a report for them. Now there's no calculations. It's based on what they want. And so I created that once, and I don't have to create it again.
Sure. What better thing to optimize than taking care of children and families? That is really cool.
Yeah.
So. I'd be really interested. How many years have you been at Tableau Conference? I'd imagine a couple of them over the 5
years. I have been here. I don't have my badge. 6. This is my 6th Tableau Conference.
6th Tableau Conference.
So yes,
wow.
Yeah.
So pick your brain a little bit about what should folks, when they come, if this is their first year here, there's still today and tomorrow left. What are some things you would tell folks definitely that you've gained value from?
Well, when I come to the Tableau Conference, every single one, I'm super excited because one, I'm around my fellow data nerds, right?
Sure.
So for me, because I've gone to the conference so many times, I like to go to the ones where they show the visits, like tips and tricks to become a Tableau Jedi.
Sure.
I like to hear what the developers have in store. And so on and so forth. Cool. I love the Iron Viz. That is so much fun. Yes.
Yeah, for folks that don't know about it, can you explain a little bit about what Iron Viz is?
It's basically, I only went to it once. It was so exciting. I'm definitely going again. Yep. I believe there are 2 or 3 contestants, and they compete on the same data set and create a viz.
Sure,
And
based off of Iron Chef. It's
yes,
the same
yes,
concept,
yes. And then, and the winner gets some money. I don't know about this year though, but,
Sure.
but yeah, so
Very,
it's
very
super
cool.
exciting.
Awesome. So you guys are also using this, the mobile workforce part, that's what you were just talking about with the
Yes.
nurses. So they each have their own mobile device, and then they just check in at the house, and it comes back to you guys. And
Oh, so the nurses and the community health workers, when they go and do their home visits, they're out in the field. So they'll come into the office and do, some work, but they're mainly out in the fields doing home visits. And so they want to have access to data. So I have published some dashboards, to the Tableau iPad size, so they can access Tableau server in the field.
Sure, sure.
So, yeah.
Sure, and how have you seen the conference change over the last? I mean, when you started, do you remember the attendance at all? I'd imagine it was a few
yes.
hundred people 6 years ago.
So yeah, no, I love telling this story. When I first started, it was TCC 11, and it was in Vegas.
Okay.
And there was I believe there was 1,400 people. The second conference was in San Diego, and I believe it doubled. And then after that was DC, and then it went 1,000 more people. So I think it was like 3,300, but don't quote me on that. I have to look at the data. And then Seattle, and then Vegas, and then here.
And then back here. Well, what's your favorite one so far?
Oh my goodness, I had so much fun at the Vegas one last year, but every single conference is super exciting. Yes, so
Totally.
I had so much fun at the San Diego one. That was great. Seattle was wonderful. Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Okay.
It's great.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, there's all kinds of big bands here.
Yes.
We got Bill Nye tomorrow.
Oh yes.
We got Data, the Data Party tonight.
Oh yes. Yes. Are you going?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah. For a couple hours at least. I got to work tomorrow,
Yes.
so I'll have to.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Cut it off at some
You got
point.
plenty of time. You got
Exactly.
plenty of time. Yes.
Exactly. Cool. So
Yeah.
you've got a session here. It's all about the Data Baby that was yesterday. I know that they're streaming them. It hasn't. I don't think it's hit the stream yet for folks looking for it, but it will. I think in the next half a day or so. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Like what if folks were interested in viewing that? Give us the 3 or 4 minute.
Oh yeah, definitely. We had a session yesterday. My business intelligence partner, Michael Hanna, and I presented on this. It's basically how my team, the maternal child family health team, which is me, is working with his team to move us forward to become a data-driven organization.
Yep.
And so it's very exciting because we've worked so hard since the whole business intelligence project, Tableau project, started up on. The discussions happened way earlier, but it just started up on January for us, and we have moved forward since then. So it's basically talking about what we're doing, and how it's impacted my programs, how it's saving us time, making us data driven, and just using data.
Cool.
Just to help the lives of the communities that we serve. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So what is one of your? I'm just really curious,
Yeah.
and you don't have to
Okay.
say any of this. I'm just curious, but what do your dashboards look like? What kind of data do you collect for other folks that are looking to do this, maybe in other counties? And
Oh yes.
the metrics that you base things on.
Yeah. So a lot of my dashboards, I like to get really creative with my dashboards, but because of a lot of my team members, they're not very tech savvy.
Okay.
So I like to kind of like keep it simple on the data viz.
Sure.
I like to keep it to bar charts and a couple filters and drill down the data. Sometimes they just want to be able to get a crosstab, and then download it to PDF so they can cross check. But once everybody gets on board with Tableau server on my team, because they're getting on board in increments, and so by program. And until everybody is, a little bit more comfortable with, data transparency and seeing everyone else's data, then I can move forward to throw in other, creative viz.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah.
And do you help? Do you have to do like formal training, or do you just sit folks down because the interface is so easy and they
Yes.
get it eventually? Or?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. There's 7 programs, and there's about 120 employees.
Okay.
The goal is to get everyone on Tableau server by the end of this fiscal year, and that means by June 30th, 2017.
It's pretty aggressive.
And so, yes, and we just started. And so, actually, next week, we're getting one other program in on Tableau server.
Wow.
So what that means is, it's a lot of work for me, but it's a lot of fun work for me. So I would work with like the office support, the program support, the nursing managers, the directors on what information they want, work with IT to help, create the data set, and then I create the vizzes. And then when it's time for them to be trained to Tableau Server, I have a 2-hour training that I set up. And what involves is the BI, our BI partners come on board and they actually do a presentation. So, like a 5 to 10 minute presentation on business intelligence and what's happening around the county and what they're doing, just so they, they get a lot of information.
Sure.
And then they log into Tableau Server and they interact. They subscribe and they download the data in this training. And then because we're mobile, Tableau mobile, they also bring their iPads and I teach them how to log in, how to access the information out in the field. It's a really good training because we also, it's a discussion about how we, what other visits that they want me to create for them just to help, do their work, for, to simplify their work.
Cool.
So it's super, super exciting. But it's a 2-hour training, and if they do miss it, I do find them and say that's Tableau Server training. Yes, you're gonna. There's no getting away from it. You will meet with me to have fun on data.
Very cool. So you guys must be really interested. They talked about governance yesterday in the keynote and the ability to have these curated data sets and truth and little green label and stuff. Could you guys? I'd imagine you guys could make pretty heavy use of that.
Yes. Oh yeah, that was a great keynote on. I don't even know what day today is. All of a sudden.
Yesterday.
Yes, it was yesterday.
24 hours. Yeah. This has been a very long 24 hours for some of you.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Our BI partners were so happy, and they're talking. We're just talking, nerding out on data.
Very, very cool.
Yes.
And have you been, the whole time you've been using Tableau, have you been just with Multnomah, or you were there before?
Yeah, no, when I first came to Multnomah County like 8 years ago, we used Excel. And
Tell me the horror stories.
Yes, that's Excel. No, we used Excel, and that was what, our stories are similar, right? What usually took us like a full day to do, now with Tableau, it takes us like 5 to 10 minutes, and we never have to do it again. And so within like 3 years of being at Multnomah County, I transferred to another team, and they're like, hey, do you want, test out Tableau desktop, see how you like it. Cool. So I downloaded it, I'm like, I love it, give it to me. So I was one of the first Tableau desktop license at the county.
Cool. Wow.
It's a nerd moment. That's a nerd moment. Yeah.
Nerd badge.
Nerd, yeah. Yeah, so, like, where's my bling on my badge? Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Super, super exciting.
So do you find any special challenges in the government with trying to get data in and stuff? Is it, I could see a little bit, I've worked for the government about a third of my career, so I've seen a little bit of kind of pushback about newer stuff, and we're not ready, we get this thing that works.
Yes.
Did you have to deal with any of that when you were,
or
was it pretty?
Yes, okay. Oh yeah, definitely we had challenges, we still have challenges, but we have director and management support, we have the BI support, we have the CIO support to move forward to become data-driven. Yep. Some of the challenges that we face is like language. So when I say language, what I mean is you want something, you're talking to me. You know that one, that picture where this is how projects really happen, where they want that tire swing or a swing set on a tree, and they're like, this is how the analyst described it, this is how the customer.
It's the telephone game 3 or 4 times, and you built something else by the time you're done,
Yeah, so when you meet with like office support or even a nursing supervisor, you're talking the same thing, but until you get to that intersection, when you get to that intersection, then you're like, oh my gosh, it's so easy. We should just set that. So just being able to get to that intersection and understand what we really, really want to move forward. Sure. Yeah. So once we overcome that challenge, which is every day, right? Yeah. Oh, this is what I want. What do you mean? Another challenge, that we face that has been impactful since the whole BI Tableau was data quality. Data quality is being addressed right now. A couple of weeks ago, I believe like 80 records were updated to link. We enter our data into Epic, and you have to link. Epic is our database where we enter our data in. It's like a
just a back-end RDBMS.
Relational
database,
yes,
like Oracle
yes,
or
yes,
SQL Server, something. Gotcha.
yeah, Epic.
Okay,
The clinics use it, to enter data.
Gotcha.
We enter data also in there, but yeah, no, it's great because we just have to say, hey, these records need to be updated. You have to link the child to the mom, or else it'll show like a child as a mom. And so it's exciting just to see like data quality being improved, every week. And
Absolutely.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and I'd imagine you cut the keynote yesterday with Maestro and his ability, like when they went in, the years in one data set were 2 digits, and another they were 4 digits.
Oh yeah,
and
that
stuff
was
like that.
so
That
nice. Yes,
that could work. And big data sets, that could work across, I don't know how many millions or billions of records you deal with.
Yes,
but you did something like 2 million, or I think it was 2 million in like 3 or 4 seconds.
That was really, really nice. Yeah, that was really nice.
Lots of cool
I can't
stuff
wait. I can't wait. Do you know when it's really going to
I don't. That's actually a question
January
I'm going to be
1st.
asking in a couple. They said 6 to 36 months across all those features.
I missed that. I got excited.
Yeah, I'm not sure which ones are coming earlier or later, but it sounds like they're getting there.
Yes.
And then another thing, back on the what you talked about, the telephone game, and thinking, I did software development for 20 years, and I used to joke the requirements folks would think they would tell us what we want, and we think we would build it, and you give it back, and it's the same thing.
Yes.
Did you find that you had the ability to be more agile and to throw things up at them faster and say, oh, you wanted this, and do kind of comparisons, and did that really?
Yeah, no, great question. So one of the things is, when they ask for something, what I do is I'm like, oh, I'm going to schedule an hour-and-a-half meeting with you, and so you come over to my office, and I just create the viz in front of you. I'm like, what would you like to see? And it's
that's got to blow them away, because they're probably used to putting something in, waiting a couple days or weeks, and getting something that's totally off track, and repeating the cycle.
I always joke with my team, there's no getting away from me. You will meet with me. So anybody who wants a viz, and it could be anybody on the team, they just have to schedule some time. I'll sit with them and we talk, we drag and drop data, depending on what they want, and then they help with the their program definitions and what they want, just to meet our budget requirements or our grant requirements. So it's really nice just to have them so involved in the data.
That is amazing.
So,
and I understand, we got only just a couple minutes left. You were involved in the Women in Data whole series here as well. Can you talk a little bit about that and what your involvement was?
Oh, yes, no, I presented yesterday. The day before that, I presented at the Data Plus Women event. This year, the Data Plus Women is focused on gender issues through a data-driven lens. And we had about, let's see, 4 speakers. Cool. It was a full house. The CEO spoke before I did, so that was great. Awesome. I didn't know he was speaking, so I'm like, oh my gosh, he's speaking in front before me. Yes, super, very, very powerful. Very just I feel like it's like a great movement just to address issues, and I love that about Tableau, about that there are meetups, so that us data rock stars can be inclusive and move forward and be more data driven and just move forward.
Absolutely.
So,
that's one of the things I've always loved about Tableau too, the involvement and bringing that out and helping. And that's why you see so many more women here at this conference than others. I go to the AWS conference coming up here in a couple weeks. Oh my gosh, it's like it's like engineering school. It's a bunch of dudes, and it's fantastic that they do that and they bring it in. So awesome. So your talks again, it's all about the data baby, and then you were also. Do you know if they recorded this session at the Women Plus Data? Or?
I have. Let me get back to you on that. Let me go ask. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not sure. Sorry.
Okay. Fantastic. Awesome. V, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much
for being here.
Yeah.
Awesome. Gang, we're going to take a short break for just a couple minutes, and we will be back with our next guest. See you then.
Thanks.